Hello everybody, video here for you today. Today I'm going to be doing, what am I doing? I'm doing the Washington Commanders roster. I'm doing my second franchise. I'm here at week one. I already did the preseason stuff. This is my second franchise using Madden 24. This one is different, of course, because I started with the actual roster as it is, including all the practice squad people. And I'll just go through my thoughts on the roster and what I did to change it in the to make it better, in my opinion, in the franchise. Okay, so let's check it out. Should we do? Yeah, let's do depth chart. How about depth chart? Okay, of course, Sam Howell, and I raised him. I think they have Brissett as a 72 and a Howell as a 71. I think I raised him up to 72, just enough stats so he would be better than Brissett and be automatically QB1. What else do I have to say about that? Brissett, probably one of the best backup quarterbacks in the league. Can definitely start if needed. Robinson, obviously, and Gibson and Rodriguez. And I found that interesting that they just went with three running backs. Oh, and they also cut Arma and brought him back on the practice squad, though. And so they may elevate him for game day or for certain game days, depending on when they want to do more run-heavy game plan, maybe. I don't know. Don't know what they plan on doing there, but I love a fullback. So I have him on my active roster. But yeah, I would have thought they would have had four running backs. But, they know what they're doing. Hopefully, right? And I have Hodges made the roster this year. And he hasn't got much playtime due to injury. But he's healthy finally. And so I did bump his stats up a little bit, but he already had better. Oh no, I didn't. I had to create him, and so I kept his stats down. But even down, his lead blocking was still better than Bates, who would normally be, if they don't have a fullback. John Bates is the blocker that's in the fullback role. Oh, what else did I do? McLaren, Samuel. Normally in Madden 23, I would normally keep Samuel the first year of the franchise, but then the second year he was on a 2-year contract. In the second year of the franchise, I would trade him because he didn't have a signing bonus for some reason. So there was no penalty. But in Madden 24, he does have a signing bonus, I believe, for both years. Or he's on a 1-year contract. I can't recall. Oh, that's the depth chart. I can't look at that stuff. Okay, not that important, but that's what I would normally do with that, just because Dotson is coming along, and based on Madden 23, he's gonna end up being like a superstar player. And Samuel is getting up there. He is, how old is he? Where's his age? Oh, his age is not on there. 6 years experience. So he's getting up there, and so I'm a big fan of younger players, despite me being very, very old myself. John Dotson, as I said, coming up. Pringle, they kept 7 receivers. Okay, Brown and Tinsley. They kept 7 receivers, including undrafted rookie Mike Mitchell Tinsley, who I also had to create. And so again, I kept him pretty low. Some would probably say he'll probably, when Madden comes out with the rosters, he would probably be in the 60s, probably. But he had a great preseason, and so deserved to make the squad. They also kept on the roster Dax Milne. Because he can back up wide receiver, and he can also catch the ball on a punt or kickoff return without dropping it, which is very important. But I don't need him for that in a Madden franchise. As a matter of fact, I have Forbes doing the returning just to get him more plays, so he gets through his 500 plays of hidden talent before his hidden talent is revealed. After which he'll be revealed as a when I did it the first time, he was revealed as a star rather than a superstar, but eventually moved into superstardom. So that's the dealio on that. But the more receivers, the better. This offense is probably going to be pass heavy, or at least 50-50 maybe. That would probably be the best. Because the running game is why they beat those undefeated teams recently. When the Pittsburgh Steelers were undefeated and when the Eagles were undefeated. Let's see. Got Thomas. Hopefully he can come back into form after having injury issues the past few years, I think. Turner, 10 catches in the preseason, so I think he might be poised for a big jump. And then as far as a tight end, I think Hodges rated better than Bates. No, 69 is one more, but I put him as third wide receiver, I believe, because of the catching. Let's see, 78 catching and 78 catch. So they're even, and they're both second year. But I guess like Hodges is a new toy, and I think faster 79, 70. No, they're both the same speed too. So I think I made them similar on purpose. Just because Bates, even though he's a two-year veteran and hasn't had injury problems and has played, he's still rated a 69. Let's see. So Leno, Daniels, of course, in the real life, he's on IR, but I will always develop the younger players at any position. And so the older players, let's see, who would it be? Lucas, 9-year veteran. Gates, 5-year veteran. I know he's starting this year, but not for me. I'm starting Stromberg. Because they're rated the same in Madden. I know Madden, that doesn't mean anything in real life. I'm sure the coaches will be playing the best guy. And I'm sure people get injured all the time. I'm sure Stromberg will see the field very, very soon. Let's see. Sadiq Charles, probably going to be starting left guard. And so you got Scott at a 57, 5-year veteran. I think I still have him. I think I have him on the squad because I didn't want to get penalized for releasing him. So basically, for the preseason, I have like mix and match. So I would have the young guys play in 3 different positions, starting like I had Daniel start there, and he would be second there and third there. So that way he would get a full game. And so that gets the younger players more playtime during the preseason. So, but as you can see, and this is what I do always, I have the highest rated rookie or younger player be the first backup, and then the second backup is the next highest, which is rookie Mason Brooks, who's on the practice squad, I believe. And so it's going to be Daniels and Brooks backing up everybody, but like I said, Charles Stromberg instead of Gates as like real life. Cosme switching from tackle to guard. Although other than Charles Leno at left tackle, he's the highest rated offensive lineman. And you can mix and match offensive linemen all the time as far as position. Like you can just change anyone to anything, and it'll be fine in Madden. So it just depends on how much like real life you want it to be. A lot of times in Madden 23 franchises, I would even like when Leno's contract runs out, 9-year veteran. I don't re-sign him. He does lose points as well. Overall, goes down. I think to like 79 or 80 by the time his contract runs out, and so I don't sign him again. And of the people of all of my offensive linemen that are left, Cosme is the highest. So unless I get a really highly rated rookie at left tackle, I generally change him to a left tackle. And of course, he has been a right tackle his entire career, but they think he will do much better at right guard, and he did some of that last year, and they made that move permanent this year. So we got Wiley starting, 6-year veteran, little getting a little long in the tooth for me, but since he's 6 points lower here to have Braden Daniels start, and especially since he's on the IR this year and won't be playing at all, I went ahead and put Wiley as the starter there. Of course, we got Sweat. And then I just have the rookies, Jones and Henry. And they alternate as the backups. Young and then Henry and Jones. They're on alternate backups. Let's see. Did I keep any other ends? Yeah, Obata. Just Obata. So they kept a lot more ends. And let's see. DTs, did I keep 4? Yeah, I got 4. Allen Payne, Matheson, Anderson. I'm a big fan of Ridgeway, who they kept in real life. But Anderson had like a $1 million penalty to release him, and Ridgeway had nothing. So that's how that gets decided sometimes. Let's see. So I signed. So they don't have much depth at linebacker, and well, they have depth, but it's like low rated depth, and so. Who did I get rid of? Oh gosh, Mayo. I still kept Hudson. But Jabril Cox, who's on the practice squad, I have him being first backup, so I can develop him. I signed Johnson. Who else did I sign? Did I sign anybody else? Johnson. Buddy Johnson as a backup, and so he probably won't be playing much. But Alexander Johnson, I signed him off the for free agency once my franchise began. He's not on the Washington roster, of course, at all. We got Barton. So anyway, so Johnson being the highest rated. He's starting at left outside linebacker. Middle linebacker is Barton, and of course the first. I thought about putting Johnson there, but again, I do want to develop Cox. Davis, of course, starting. Highest rated linebacker. And again, Cox and Hudson. Let's see. Do we have? I don't think we had anybody else. Any other linebackers? Yeah, oh, just Buddy Johnson. I already checked. Okay, cornerback. Kendall Fuller, vet from Tech. The Hokie. And there's Forbes. Like I said, I have. So he's in second position here. And his cornerback, and as I said, I also have him returning punts so that he gets to that 500 plays faster. They choose Johnson. I have Martin coming in as the fifth cornerback if needed, above Holmes. Just again to get Martin as much development as a rookie as I can. Forrest, Martin, Burgess, and Curl, Martin, and Butler. Before Burgess was signed, I would always do Martin and Butler. I would always have Butler involved, but he's just way lower rated than the other guys since Burgess came on. So, unfortunately, I think I do keep him and re-sign him, though, normally. Or I did in the last, in the first franchise of Madden 24. And of course, Sly and Way, kicker and punter. As far as the special things, as I said, Forbes to get that 500. And once he gets to 500, I, of course, take him off of return duty and let, I think, Pringle do it. Probably. I can't remember if I did the same thing with Dotson. In Madden 23. So Dotson would get through his 500 plays faster. And both kicks and punts. Ready. Third down back, of course, Gibson and Rodriguez, a 55 here for the third down back rating. Robinson a 57, so I thought about putting Rodriguez, since it's just 2 points, thought about putting him there, but why not make Robinson a dual threat, as it were? And of course, Robinson, Gibson, and Rodriguez, and Arma is the emergency running back. Dotson, Tinsley, and Pringle, again getting the Tinsley some work. Pringle is a 5-year veteran. Tinsley a rookie. Young, Jones Henry again for reserve. I think that's what that R stands for on that, reserve left end. Reserve right end. I think that's for like substitutions. Allen, Payne, Mathis, same as they're rated in the depth chart. So here I did what they do in Washington and have been doing last year, and they're going to do more of it this year, and that's why they didn't really try to draft a high or sign a high free agent linebacker, because they only use one or two a lot of the time. The majority of the time, they only have one or two on the field. And in their place is a defensive back. You remember when Landon Collins, strong safety, became that? That's the Buffalo nickel type of thing, because it's a pass-happy league, and so that seems to have worked for them. So I'm going to keep doing the thing, although the Washington scheme in Madden 24 is still man-to-man. All right, and so then I have again to develop Jabril Cox. Still have him being the third linebacker coming in, because he is a linebacker. I think before, in the first franchise, before Jabril was in the mix, when he was still on the Cowboys roster, in preseason, or before the preseason began even. Who did I put there? Burgess? Yeah, after Burgess was signed, I believe that was Burgess there. To keep a safety instead of a linebacker being on there. But let's see, 90. But what is his speed? His speed is 90 as well. So how about that? 90 speed linebacker. There's probably a bunch of them. I'm just not aware of it. And you don't think of linebackers as being incredibly fast like that. Let's see. So slot corner, St. Just, of course, third best corner. Burgess, and here I put Butler in. Where I could have, who else was I thinking about doing? Martin, I would rather him be in that Buffalo nickel spot instead of being on the slot. Instead of Danny Johnson, yeah, 66. So 1 year experience, Danny Johnson with 5 years experience already. So that, that's ageism, and that certainly comes into play. Granted, people, especially quarterbacks, can play, up into the 40s, and especially if you're Tom Brady. So I think that's about it. I can show you. Let's see. To get more in depth on how the default ranking does not have Hal above, but I set him to starting in the depth chart. He is, of course, a normal development player. Tinsley probably normal as well. Yeah. You don't set that. I don't think. I don't think you set that when you create players. Who am I looking for? Braden has that, and Stromberg has that as well. Yeah, see the hidden talent, and so after the preseason, they're already the starter. The people I had starting already are already at almost half of that 500. I think Daniels has it as well. Nope, normal. Brooks, normal. All right, and who else were we looking for? Oh, Forbes. So again, to get him the extra plays, as you can see, he is only 4 away from being halfway done with this 500. And once they become a star, they get XP faster, and then a superstar even faster. Martin has that as well. And he's at 273. Okay, yeah, because I play the crap out of him. I put him so that he was starting like he basically played the entire preseason game, because I had him doing his sub linebacker and backing up at free safety, and I think backing up he was the third player at strong safety, third backup. So, and in preseason, when every backup gets to play, so that's why he has more. 273 there, and so that's basically my franchise plan. So as far as the roster, let's just take another look, see if I have any other thoughts on that. Howell, great this preseason. Beat Dallas starters in the last game last year. So what more can you ask? I mean, he made some mistakes in preseason, but he hopefully learns from those and just gets better. Robinson again to having three, used to having four guys there, but maybe they will make a move and elevate from the practice squad. I'm trying to remember if they kept any on the practice squad. I would generally have, I would have them in here, but maybe I cut them in order to have Arma on the squad, and of course the 6 receivers instead of the 7 they actually have. And we have 4 receivers, and of course, Armani Rogers is on injured reserve the entire year. So, I mean, that, I thought they might address tight end, but I guess they decided to go with defense on the first 2 picks instead, and they didn't sign anybody in free agency either for that. So I think they're hoping that Logan Thomas comes back to form, because he was really, I think, in previous franchises in earlier Maddens, I think he was ranked as high as like a 78, 80, especially by the time he stopped. He was done catching all the balls that I threw to him. Is a Winston Heineke. Let's see. So Leno again, old. Sorry, Lucas, and Scott as well. Low rated. I mean, he might be a better player than that. I would hope so, since they are keeping him. Gates starting over Stromberg, but not in my franchise. But Stromberg will still be active, and he has shown that he can play both center and guard, which is necessary. Otherwise, he probably wouldn't have been on the active roster. Daniels again, IR. Brooks is on the practice squad. Cosme moving from right tackle to right guard permanently. And Wiley as the tackle. Good Sweat, Obata Jones, Young Henry. Tony is on injured reserve. I don't know if he is actually. I know that he was suspended for the year for, I think, gambling. So they may have just put him on IR because of that. Again, kept Anderson instead of Ridgeway because, $500K penalty. So I didn't want to have that $500K penalty. So I let Ridgeway go, who is ranked, I believe, a 68. Again, Jabril Cox on the practice squad in real life. I have him on the starting, obviously, on the 53. Barton, we'll see how Barton does. Holcomb decided to go to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I believe they were paying him a little bit more money, I think. And this is my signing right here. Alexander Johnson off of the free agent list. And Betty Johnson off the free agent list as well, just for depth. Because he was rated higher than the other gentlemen that were here, who Mayo and not Mayo, Eifler and Harris, Dijon Harris and Milo Eifler or Milo. Apologies if that's incorrect. There's your cornerbacks. Fuller's money, obviously. Forbes probably gonna be money. Hopefully, a lot of picks. St. Juice solid. 2 years experience. So these guys, other than Fuller, all these guys are young. Apke on injured reserve, out the entire year. And Apke is basically one of your special teams players brought on, like kept specifically for special teams, and he can, in an emergency, he can play some. He had been a safety, but I guess they moved him to cornerback. In emergency, he can play defensive backfield. Forrest Martin Burgess, Curl and Butler. I cut Reeves again because he was a Pro Bowl, the NFC Pro Bowl special teams player last year. And but like in Madden, it's not necessary to have that. Your backup players can do fine on special teams, so you don't really need him. So again, it's not a reflection of the actual people and the actual play that they do. It's just these are Madden decisions, not football decisions, and so I generally think that the coaches and such would know better than me. So you can see some of those people, Patterson, who got cut. He's on the practice squad in real life. So is Milne, Catro Fields, Ridgeway, and the other people. All these other people I decided to keep instead of some of the people that Washington has on the actual practice squad. All right, so that's probably enough babbling. Just wanted to share my thoughts on the roster, and hopefully I have a good year. Hopefully, I mean, people talking about Sam Howell. As far as comparing him to other great quarterbacks, like the one who's in Buffalo. He's on the freaking cover of Madden. I'm blanking on his name right now. Anyway, but some people are comparing Sam Howell to him, and I don't need that. Just somebody that will not lose the game. Washington has so many good pieces on offense and so much of a good defense that you really don't have to. The quarterback doesn't really have to win that many games. Of course, some of them, the way football works, it will come down to that. It will come down to quarterback play. But mostly, he just has to not lose the game. A game manager is fine. A game manager won the Super Bowl, Trent Dilfer. And so that is just fine, and that will be a change from previous. I believe probably Taylor Heineke could have done that. Maybe worked on some things, and so if this year he'll be better than last year, although I think he's going to be backing up Desmond Ridder in Atlanta this year and not starting. But in my last franchise, I don't know if Ridder got hurt or something, but Heineke ended up taking them all the way to the Super Bowl in my first franchise for Madden 24. All right. I'll end it there, but high hopes again. And so we'll see. Today is Sunday when I'm recording this, the week before the regular season starts. So the first game is on Thursday, and that's when generally the day of the first game, the Thursday game, is when the official Madden roster will be out. So look forward to seeing that and what the players that weren't previously in the game, which is Tinsley was not. I had to create, and Hodges. Hodges right there. And I think that's it. I do have updated rosters on there. So, and I don't know if they do have cross-platform play now. So, like PC can play versus Xbox or PlayStation. but I don't know if the community files are cross-platform as well. They may not be. But anyway, definitely if you have a PC, you can go to community files and get my updated roster, which is pretty much up to date. I may have missed some transaction because there was a ton because everybody got released when they cut down to 53, and then most of the players got signed back to their same teams on the via the practice squad on the next day or two. And so there was a whole bunch of transactions, so I may have missed some, but other than that, it's gonna probably be the unless you do it yourself, it's gonna be probably the most up to date roster that there would be available. It's had 1,000 downloads so far already because I've been doing ever since Madden 24 came out. I've been updating it and. Such. Madden came out with an official roster. Surprisingly, I don't remember them doing this in preseason before, but they put out a roster on August 28th as well. And so once they did that, I used that as my basis, but then I had to go back a day or two to get transactions that weren't included in that new official roster. So I have that official roster, and now it's been totally up to date as far as I know. Like I said, there's so many transactions I may have missed some, but I think I got them all. Except of course for the created players, I haven't created any. I didn't create even these two, Tinsley and Hodges, until I decided to start a franchise this week. Alrighty. Thanks for watching. I don't have my plugs here, but you can check that out on other videos. I'm a financial coach. If you're interested in that, there's a ton of financial type videos, Dave Ramsey's videos on my channel, youtube.com/Coach Steve Money. Thanks so much for watching.